Yo guys, what's going on? Ace is here today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the clothing in Escape from Tarkov and why it's actually super important to purchase new clothing and how it's going to affect certain situations differently for different players. Now, for me, I actually take clothing very, very seriously in Escape from Tarkov because it's a huge mental game. It's all in your head. It's all mental. And whether you guys think that's a big thing or not, it truly is. The human mind is very, very weird. And for me anyway, having a mental advantage over any opponent, is going to be huge in game, especially if it's someone with a little less experience. If you are W keying them, if you are bunny hopping, if in any way you are showing that you are the aggressor in the situation and they feel they need to retreat, you already have the advantage in that gunfight because they will be playing away from you and you will be playing towards them. Unless they're ratting and camping super hard, if they're showing any type of aggression in a defensive position, you're probably going to win that gunfight. Mainly because you have that ego, you have that confidence, and you have that experience. So clothing actually plays a huge role in Escape from Tarkov for giving you a mental advantage. Now, this might sound crazy, but I'm going to break it down in my opinion. This is all my thoughts, all my experiences with the clothing in this game. You guys might be a little bit different, but I wanted to make a video on it because I truly feel it is a very important aspect of the game. So, before we get into it, make sure you leave that like, man. Really do appreciate the support on the channel. I think we're almost at 200 subs now. Very, very grateful. Thank you. We're trying to get to 1,000, so make sure you guys keep plugging away. Do me a favor, share the video. Show some love on Twitter or something. I really do appreciate all of you showing your support on the channel. Next wipe's going to be crazy. I think we will hit 1,000 subs next wipe for sure, but we will see what happens. So make sure you guys hitting that subscribe button. All right, let's hop into it. I want to start with the base skin. I want to break down some things mentally here with the base skin. Now, this is not going to apply to the first 2 to 4 weeks of wipe. A lot of people are going to have this skin. A lot of more people are USEC rather than bear. When we come to bear skins and clothing, I don't really know much. I've never been a bear. I don't really plan to be a bear, mainly because I like to talk to my enemies in English. That way they know exactly what I'm saying. I play on all US servers, so there's no reason for me not to be a USEC, even though I love the lore and the Russian aspect of the game. I'd rather just talk to my opponents in English. So when it comes to bear clothing, I'm not going to be talking on it. And just a quick side note on the bears. Anytime someone is a bear and talking to me in Russian in game and I know it's a bear PMC, I typically associate them being a little bit more skilled than any of the USEC normal players I come across. So if I find a bear in raid, I'm going to pretty much assume that they're going to be a little bit more skilled than a normal USEC, typically because there's a lot more USECs on the map. And there's a lot more Timmy USECs. So that's the best way to put it. Let's hop back into the clothing. So if you are the base skin after 4 weeks into the wipe, I'm just going to tell you right now that I'm going to go into our gunfight if I see this sleeve right here. Either sleeve, if I see that you have the base upper, which is just, if you have it 4 weeks into the game, it's actually not camouflaged at all. Like, this is super noticeable in bushes. If you have this on, I'm going to know a couple things about you right away. Either you don't know about the Ragman system, which is a good possibility for newer players. Therefore, I know you're a newer player. Or if you guys are, not running any of these other upper body skins, I'm going to know that either you can't afford it or you don't want to. So if you don't want to buy another top, that means you're being frugal. That means you're going to have either shittier ammo, you're going to have, shittier body armor. You're not going to have the best of the best. If you're running this top, it's very, very likely. So if you're running this, I know a couple things about you right away. And like I said, this is about 4 weeks after wipe. Anything about 4 weeks after, because everybody at the beginning of the game is going to have this. And most players probably won't change it for a couple weeks. But there's going to be a lot of things I know about you right away. I'm going to know you're either inexperienced, you're hurting on cash, you're just going to run more frugally, you're going to have worse gear. There's a lot of things to decipher. There's a lot of different options. But at the end of the day, it all leads to I'm going to win that gunfight versus you. I'm going to go into our gunfight a lot more confident. Even if you would pick up, an M1A with M61 in it, I'm still going to go into our gunfight with confidence. Now, let's say you put some really solid shots on me. You break both my arms, you black out my leg, and I got a heavy bleed on my left arm and, the fracture on my leg. It's like, okay, now I'm going to be a little more sus because you just shot the shit out of my body and now I'm hurt pretty bad and I only got like 3 shots on you. That's when the gunfight changes and the clothing goes out the door. But let's say I see your clothing and, you miss a couple shots on me and I hit like 1. I hear you go, I'm going to go W key you. I'm not going to retreat. I'm not going to nade you. I'm just going to W key the shit out of you because I know you got this skin. I know you're going to experience, and it's going to be tougher for you to win that gunfight. It's going to be tougher for you to regain composure that quickly. and I'm going to W key, and before you know it, you're going back to the menu. So that is how I feel going into every single gunfight versus the base upper and base lower. The lower is a little bit harder to decipher because it's just, I'm usually aiming chest or head level. I'm going to be honest. So, mainly it's the top. If you switch your top, then you're going to be a lot better off when it comes to mentally facing other PMCs who have some experience in the game. I only have about 1,300 hours. I think that's about 2 months of in-game time. I've been playing for over a year, but, translated only into about 2 months of actual in-game time. I'm going to be honest. Even seeing some skins like this, I would challenge pretty heavy. And I actually run the aggressor tack top until I get to some of the better stuff a little bit lower. I'm only level 48, trying to hit level 50, and that's when I'll buy my next one. I sometimes run the iron side probably in the 20s and 30s just for factory PvP. But getting into, is this camouflage? No. There's no reason to run the base upper. When it comes to the aggressor tack, which is what I run, I also run the USEC tier 2. I run this right here. This is what I currently use, and I feel very comfortable with this because it's blacked out a little bit. It's one of those where if you're running anywhere indoors, it's not going to be as noticeable. If you're playing a lot of interchange, which I love interchange, even in the daytime, the mall is pretty dark, so your pants blend in pretty well. Having a brown top on, even if any darkness at all is around you, shadows, you're going to be a lot better off than running something like the iron side. So having the aggressor tack, indoors, outdoors, I personally like it a lot. I feel as I'm well enough camouflaged to run the aggressor tack. But when it comes to some of these other options, we'll talk about them. The PCU iron side. I love running this just because it makes me super visible and it gets me PvP. If you're trying to be a rat, never run this. But this is something right here. This little colorway scheme that I got going on. The, super gray whitish top is like perfect for factory PvP. People are going to see you right away, and that's going to make them shoot sooner, and that's going to make you aware of their position sooner, and you're going to get good PvP with a skin like this. This is a PvP skin. If people see me with this, I'm hoping they know I'm ready for a gunfight. And if I would see somebody with this skin right here, I'm going to know that they want PvP. I'm going to know they're going to be running better gear than somebody with a base upper. I mean, if you're looking like this out in the field, it's just like, what are you doing? If you have this on, it's like, oh shit, that guy's gonna probably beat me if I give him a good angle. So I know it's gonna be a good gunfight. So it's all mentally. It's honestly majorly just upper body skins. The lower body really doesn't even matter unless I can definitely see you have urban responders on. If I see you have these leggings on, I'm gonna know that you're a level 55 or higher. Like, I'm just gonna know right away. But it's pretty hard to decipher between a tier 2 and an urban responder at a distance. So getting back into the tops, if you have iron sight on, I know you're wanting PvP. I know you're going to have a better chance to kill me than somebody with a base upper would. It's just that much simple. It's about the experience of the PMC you are facing, and you can decipher that via the clothing they're wearing. So it's a huge in-game advantage to know your clothing. And it sounds so simple and might even sound really dumb to some players, but it is really an advantage. If you have a sandstone or something on, you're still going to look more geared than a base upper. And to be honest, I mean, you unlock this at 22, but this looks like a pretty intimidating starting PvP, jacket. It doesn't look bad. Now, there's some clothing that actually does kind of help you out a little bit, such as the soft shell, where you have this extra lip here. And if you wear this, you're going to look a bit more armored in Raid. Now, I personally don't run it. I don't like it. But from the front, you're going to look like you have a bit more armor on your neck area. Now, it doesn't do you any good having this. It's not any extra level of protection at all. But you're going to look a bit more armored in Raid. So that's going to be a plus if that's what you're after. Me, I'm going to be buying the USEC Responder. I personally love how it looks. It blends perfectly with the USEC Tier 2. And it's going to be that nice, darker skin. I like this one a lot. You have to be level 50. It's 4.5 mil. That's no sweat to me. But this is what I'm going after. If you guys see a Tier 2 top, you're going to know they're a Chad. It's that simple. People that run this watch Landmark. Landmark always wears plaid. People that like watching Landmark, and he's the mega Chad. He's pretty much the ultimate Chad, right up there with Pest and everybody else. Run the Tier 2. A lot of people run this because they like to be a Chad. So if you see a plaid shirt running at you, you're going to know right away you're either going to die or you're going to get red rebelled right in the head. So anytime I see this, I usually type Landmark, or I don't type, I say it out loud. I usually say verbally, Landmark, get away from me. That's what I say because I know it's a Chad. So these Tier 2s give out a lot of information, or not Tier 2s, these upper body pieces. The Tier 2 obviously just tells me you're a Chad. That one you have to be level 47 and complete textile part 2, which, it's a pretty easy task. But It's still a little expensive, but I know you're going to be geared. The tracksuit, I believe you can get on both bear and regular USEC. I'm going to know you're probably going to kill me. If you kill 100 times and you're that much of a grinder and you played more than me, I know you're going to kill me. I know you're just going to win that gunfight unless I get a lucky one tap on you. It's pretty much that simple. So if I see someone with a tracksuit, I'm probably going to play a little bit more defensive, and I'm probably going to lose the gunfight because of it. So that is the breakdown of clothing in Escape from Tarkov. I tried to keep it short, but it looks like it's a 10-minute video on my end, depending on what needs cut out and what doesn't. But that's the breakdown on the clothing in Escape from Tarkov, why it's so important. Clothing is going to give you that mental advantage or disadvantage, depending on your situation. Camouflage, it's really not that important to me. You know, sound is the most important thing in this game. So it really doesn't really matter when it comes to camouflage. I think it's more of a mental aspect in PvP. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But this is probably the Ultimo Chad right here. Tracksuit, Urban Responder, good to go. So guys, make sure to leave that like, subscribe for new sponsor and equipment description below. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. I'm out.